Hello, everyone, friends, enemies, lovers, and rivals. Welcome to episode 35 of the Great Pendragon campaign. I am your game master. I am kitted for battle because I'm excited. I am hyped as hell today. We're doing a lot. All right. I know we're excited about horse breeding, but we also have another exciting announcement what we're going to do today. Colin, how are you doing?
Well, you're talking about horse breeding. This stud's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm drunk already.
Beating me to it.
Very
Jim.
good. I'm good. I'm good today. It's a Monday. I know it's a Monday because we're playing, and that's really the only way I know what the days of the week are anymore, is what game I'm playing on those days.
I've literally spaced my games out so they're like regular through the week, so I don't have the gray mush to lose myself into. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I've forgotten what age I was many times. So dates, yeah, I don't, says the guy that has a master's degree in history. So that's what
I'm getting up there too.
Yeah. So you can say with authority that dates don't fucking matter. We're guessing. They invented a whole month. Rome, right? Julius Caesar just made it all up.
Calendars are social construction.
It's so people are saying it's technically a Saxon helmet. They're all the same helmet, honestly. It's a cap helmet, depending on the face mask. It could be a Dane, it could be a Ute, it could be a Saxon.
And to be clear,
the Utes
Eric has told me. Eric has told us how much he paid for it, so I don't know.
The blood
at that price point, your accuracy goes with the price point. So
yeah, all right. I'm not going for historical accuracy. I'm going for aesthetics. And speaking of aesthetics, we have a poem or a proverb for this session. It's a Saxon proverb because we're getting into the Saxon land today. A man acts what he is when he may do what he will. So some truth bombs from 1,000 years ago. Wowie, buried in the words.
Oh yeah.
All right. But before we jump into the game, I wanted to do a reaction thing because there's a cool video that just dropped. It's a short movie about Percival, which Percival doesn't exist yet, but it's very relevant, I think, and so I wanted us to do that, and you can watch along with us.
Yeah.
So let me start from the
copy.
follow the thing, and I'll tell us to begin.
Follow the thing. All right.
Pull up the link.
Yeah. I'm also going to take off this helmet because it's heavy. But the means were achieved.
It's in our chat. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll put it on top of my pretzels for now.
And pretzels.
Oh yeah, man. Peanut butter pretzels. Peanut butter stuffed pretzels.
Peanut butter stuffed Get out of here.
Dude, I know what I like.
Everyone's impressed with your helmet. I'm impressed by the fucking pretzels.
Snack game.
That's
snack game.
All right. All right. Get ready on 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. King Arthur is dying. The Grail is lost.
Can't wait to get to the Grail with us. It's gonna be so good.
Evil rises throughout the land.
My teeth are itching.
Mm-hmm.
Cool looking armor.
It's raise your mic, Jim. Yeah.
Better? Is that better?
Much better.
The lighting on this is really good.
Yeah.
There's an axe that we've never invested skill points in.
Listen, I was told that I'd have to start from 0.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
Like, is it really an Arthurian movie unless the armor is out of date?
No, I don't think so.
Like, arguably, on purpose or not, that is like a staple of the genre.
Yeah. I mean, at least Excalibur, like, they're not cutting through plate mail. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So many plates.
This is important when we get to the real romance era. Like, you can't just go from wooing someone in armor to straight boning. There's a lot of buckles in between.
At the very least, you gotta take off that male skirt. There you go. That's idea what's happening, so I can't comment on if it's anywhere near accurate or
it's true
part of whatever story.
Cool. I'm obsessed with how they depicted that myth right there. Or just even just the fae of like just the whispers and the whirring and the that's good stuff.
That's fucking cool.
They did a lot with very little, right? It's essentially guy drops to his knees, gets we're not done. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes forget that this is all like Jesus and shit.
Yeah.
It's the Grail.
Yeah. It's the Grail.
That is so sick. That is so sick. And it is. That is the modern cool history, dude. It is that good stuff.
Like that.
God,
that's better than most movies I've seen.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I wanted to watch it.
You know,
it's when you're working with a green screen, it's really important to have a sense of place, not just for the audience, but for the actor as well, right? Like that was the thing that bothered. What's his name? Ian McKellen when he started doing The Hobbit, right? Is he didn't have a really stable sense of place. And it's clear that they contextualized enough for something Kingsley, whatever the actor's name was. Pretty dope. I like it.
I like that a lot. They do a lot. As you said, they do a lot with a little, which reminds us of a little unknown, obscure role-playing group.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
That meets on Mondays. Fenris says it's the best Arthurian movie since Sword in the Stone. And is Sword in the Stone younger than Excalibur?
Oh, yeah.
Like Excalibur's the best Arthurian movie. Yeah.
Disney did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like 50, 60. That's
an. It's like I associate with my childhood.
What? Yeah.
And I know it was even older than me.
Yeah, I actually watched it like 2 weeks ago.
I think it's one of the ones that holds up.
My kid hated it. It's like turn this shit off. Watch
really?
YouTube. Yeah, he likes YouTube. That's all he watches. He's 4 years old. He already has his favorite channels.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Please, as long as it's not PewDiePie or whoever.
No,
It's true.
it's age appropriate, hopefully.
That's
Good.
fair.
All right. All right. Well, that's pretty sick. So today, back in actual Pendragon playland, we are going to the Saxon countries.
Hell yeah.
So, Colin,
Yes.
who's coming out with you?
So it was just me, I think. It was
Okay.
and I guess my squire is coming along. But this wasn't me like calling on my banners. This was like, y'all, we got the Born Confederation here.
Your squire is a Saxon.
Still very sad. So I'm gonna go hit up my Saxon bro.
Yeah.
For our version of Vegas. Yeah, no, Pendragon the Saxon is a no-brainer. Like, he's obviously coming with. Even if he weren't if he were someone else's squire, I'd be like, you want to swap squires real quick? Because this seems like a good idea.
Squire swap. Yeah. Squire swap.
That's pretty sick. Okay. Yeah, I like that you inadvertently did that. Jim, for the purpose of role-playing, you could be Pendragon. There's nothing really much. But
I don't get to play this beefy boy that you posted stats for.
Oh, you will later, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
No.
Prince hasn't made his appearance yet.
Yes, exactly. Because you're going to be met on the road, right? The first thing that happens as you guys are riding past through, I guess not even Silchester, actually a little bit southern, going through the like Purdue Forest area. You are going to be getting into this basically the borderlands, right? You're passing through, I guess it's Elad's castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going out past kind of the old ruins of Camelot, and you're heading out that way.
Okay.
The first thing that happens when you get to those borderlands is that Saxon riders will be coming towards you. They will meet you. They announce themselves on the road. They blow a horn 3 times, which it means like, hey, peace, and their hands are up as they approach you. It's about 5 of them are approaching you two, being the squire and yourself. And the leader takes off their helmet, and she, you see her blonde hair and stuff, and she will, try to announce herself to you all. She goes like, "I am Agarda, daughter of Ethelswith. State your business, foreigners."
I am Sir Gareth the Dauntless, friend of Prince Aeswin. I've come to help him in his time of need.
She remarks to her her friend here in Saxon, so I don't think the words you don't really know that well what they're saying, but you get the context, and
right.
What she is saying, and is the fourth wall is the audience. The subtitle says, "I owe my father an apology." She's like,
does Pendragon speak Saxon?
I was gonna ask
that. Absolutely. Saxon. It's like,
I don't know how
I can't. A foreigner showed up. I can't believe. Yeah, like, basically she's saying, I can't believe he showed up. I owe my dad. Like, they bet that you weren't going to show up.
Yep. I'm sorry. I don't speak your tongue. Well, except perhaps to say, "Oh no, a handsome knight has killed me."
Okay, foreigner, come. And by foreigner, she calls you actually Elfa. Because you're a little bit smaller than them, and you're whiter. Yeah, basically you're kind of elves.
I am shorter, aren't I? I don't have a great size.
Saxons are all bigger than you, right? Like, I want to be clear about this. Their sizes, they're all bigger than you.
I'm
except Gareth. Like, Gareth's about the size of a Saxon. He doesn't have like the beard or like the other like facial feature parts of it, but most of you all are thinner than what you kind of think of, right?
Yeah, I think at size 12, I think Gareth is very average size, like for a Kimrick man. Yeah.
Erwin's like 16.
Yeah, Erwin is because remember 15. That was like that was a thing 15. When we made our characters. You were the big silent guy, and I was the mouthy little shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like Saxons are almost like always like a head taller than you. Like, they're just bigger people, and they always treat you as little small little people.
Nice.
Well, then we'll be riding to my father's house, and here, and she hands you the horn. You are to blow this 3 times for every village we pass.
Very well.
You'll be riding through our lands, and it will be a proof that you are not here to raid or you're under our protection.
Your lands for now. They were once our lands. Might be that someone comes along and takes them from you.
Doubtful, she says, like without even looking back. Can you make an insight roll for me, please?
Let me say insight.
Pedrog, you as well, but you get +5 to this. Let's say your insight's 10.
What's insight isn't a intrigue?
Intrigue, sorry.
Recognize,
intrigue.
Awareness.
Intrigue.
Okay.
The context of what it is that you're...
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh, I fuck it up.
All right. You don't, so yeah, you will blow the horn as you guys go by. So for each of these, they go by. Some of the knights look at Egarda for like every time you blow the horn and stuff, but it's just, you don't know what they're talking about or what they're saying with their glances.
Mm-hmm.
By like the 5th one or so, as you're getting closer to these broad gates of what would be like one of like the largest Saxon keeps here, because you're basically going to the capital, I guess you would say, kind of in the way that Sarum is the capital of Salisbury, of East Saxa, is where you're at. Pedrog, you kind of get the impression that maybe blowing the horn was just a way of humiliating him and not actually necessary. Well, you're going to pass through these giant wooden gates, as like several men and women have to like help like heat them open for you all travelers. But what you see beyond is kind of like what you would expect to see from kind of Sarm or like even your own manors, with the exception of the roofs and the architecture. Right? There's a keep. The keep is obviously like a much taller, like pointed roof shapes or pointed roofs than what you're used to, but otherwise, it's looks like a big old hall that you're used to. There's a smithy, there's stables, food stalls, old people complaining about the weather, young people complaining about old people complaining, dogs barking, children chasing each other. One of them inexplicably is holding a chicken by their feet for some reason. Just classic medieval life.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys are you're led to be dismounted, right? And you're led to this giant great hall, where you're told you're not allowed to come in. But the first thing you see before the doors open here is that these runic doors are just like super exquisite. And Pedrog, you can read some parts of the Saxons words, and they say proud words, proud welcome.
Proud word.
You all will get a glimpse inside of this place, and you see a roaring hearth. Several guards are around, and it just looks like every single great hall, right? It's sort of like a hotel lobby crossed with sort of like a government building, right? It's just like full of people just lounging around, talking, eating, the smell of food and smoke coming through. But it's pretty exceptionally busy right now. As far as people are preparing some sort of meal. There's the most important thing I want to point out that's much different than what you're used to and accustomed to in a hall is that there's a giant U-shaped building. A table. So rather than it being multiple tables set up, it is this one giant singular table that's in the shape of a U.
Okay.
I will bring you over to the Roll20. You wake up on a cart. You're finally awake.
Get the fuck out. Whoa, wait, so, Eric, are we gonna have a Saxon feast?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Spoil me.
So, my friends, let me talk to you about a little more what's going on and what you see as you're waiting to come in here. you get kind of a glimpse of inside, and it kind of looks like this. Tables are being set. Acewin, who now is not prince because we are in his lands, he goes by his title, which is Elderman. Acewin is bouncing a little kid on his knee. His kid's maybe 14 or so, and kind of showing him the ropes of how to properly use a shield.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that's looks a little more offensive than not. But then as your leader here, Egarda, comes in, the boy elates and rushes over to Egarda. Egarda picks him up, hugs him, throws her over her shoulder like a sack of potatoes, and then kisses her husband, Acewin.
Oh, he's married to the daughter because Aethelswith is king.
Aethelswith is the king of this land. He is basically the heir. Because they don't have a king.
Acewin doing good for yourself.
Yeah, I told you, dude. He moved up in the world.
He started out in my fucking turnip cellar, man. I love to see it. Colin loves to see it. Gareth is different, more complicated feelings.
Yeah, he is living the Saxon life. So, and he sees you, but he can't talk to you yet or anything like that. And he's kind of directing, and obviously with his wife. And then you guys, the doors kind of shut on you, and you're stuck outside for a little bit, which is pretty normal. So there's something about hospitality that I want to point out again. I'm sorry, I just feel like it's been dictating to you for 17 years.
No, you're setting the scene, Eric. It's fine.
One of the guards will say maybe this is sort of diegetic. So one of a guard might say that, our hospitality rules are much different than yours. Yeah.
Glad I am to find that Saxons have them.
So the difference is that they technically can't welcome you unless they welcome the whole party. Is the big difference. And so sometimes what happens is they make you wait. If there's someone they're not sure about, they would kind of deliberate and be like, no, we're not letting you in. Right, or they're correct. They'll say we're sorry, but there's someone among you that we don't trust, and that's kind of how it goes. And then which is the nice way of saying you need to deal with this, not
right.
us.
That's interesting. That is a very interesting way to handle it.
That is how they would handle it. And you think it's probably because your squire's here.
I was going to say there are two of us, so
and Pendragon is you probably know it's probably because they don't know what to do with you, and they weren't expecting a Saxon, right?
Sure, yeah, because is Pendragon from this is Kent or Sussex that we're in?
Kent, right?
Yeah,
you went east.
Yeah, east. But we didn't go towards London and Essex or anything.
No,
we went straight east.
That's Ute territory.
Yeah, okay.
That's who they're fighting.
That's right. It's against Swift.
Yeah. So a quick lay of the land. It's kind of like a Y where you're going. It's a Y. You're down here. The Utes are up there, and this is London is a little bit over here, at the tip of the Y, and then between them is just fucking terrible marshland. That no one really lives in, and that's kind of it, and that's sort of the natural defensive barrier between them. But since they're feuding right now, you're gonna you're gonna be here for a battle. So also among you two, actually, among you two, you see an older man come in. He's this badass motherfucker with the paint come in. And kind of just stares at you as he opens the door himself and goes in. You hear his name get called Bearwall.
Bearwall. Oh, love that name. Love all these names. Saxon names are pretty cool.
They are good names.
Well, they're either really cool or very not cool. It's either Beowulfgar or Plod.
Yeah, plaid. Flannel.
It's egg flan. It's a Saxon name.
Yeah, they kind of go one way or other, don't they? So
go in between.
What are you all expecting? What sort of fears do you have?
So
what are you anticipating?
Gareth is treating this as kind of like in the same way he'd treat going on campaign under Uther, right? It's not going to be comfortable. He's not going to get along with everyone, right? Because when you're out with Uther, not only are you interacting with Salisbury Knights, but also like Silchester Knights and like all these podunk counties you don't give a shit about. So
you're the podunk counties that no one gives a shit about, to be honest, but obviously not from your perspective.
Gareth, obviously, we are the Gareth Salisbury. Fry.
You're literally like a House of Representatives member from Wyoming. You're just like whatever, dude. Like, okay, man. That's literally what you are.
You're alienating all three of our viewers from Wyoming now, Eric. But like that's where Gareth's head is that he's like, this is not me going to Silchester or Levcamagus, right, or London and enjoying something. I'm on campaign, and just so happens I'm in an army of 2. So he's trying to keep up that kind of wall, that kind of barrier to his like relaxing. He's not relaxing this entire time.
Right. Well, you definitely hear a heated conversation going on between Aeswin, Agarda, and this Beowball. That's about it. It's definitely, you definitely get the picture. It's about you. Yeah. About you too.
And that's fine.
Could it be that Pedrog, because Pedrog converted to Christianity, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, he absolutely did. To be a knight, he had to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially as a Saxon, like 100%.
Sure.
I think Gareth
was it will? Character moment. Was it a willful conversion?
I never got the sense from Pedrog that he was resisting any of this.
Make your call. Yeah, but it's your call.
Yeah. Based on what I know of Pedrog, I would say it was voluntary.
Okay.
When we first met Pedrog, standing in line, right, with all the other prospective squires, he was not expecting. And that was disappointing. And the only reason to be disappointed is if you want it. So I think it's clear Pedrog wants to be a knight. So
Pedrog has layers.
It doesn't mean that you can't also respect your old ways.
Well, there are pagan knights, right?
Yeah.
There are pagan knights. So he doesn't have to be
right.
He could be pagan, but it's like, is he the right pagan?
No, he's not the right pagan.
Okay. Yeah.
No, he's Wotan, I guess, or
Wotan,
which is the Saxon version. Wotanism.
That's a weird schism. We think about like the Christian versus pagan, but like there's the wrong kind of pagan too.
There's like 6 different kinds of paganism, if we're going to be honest about.
Certainly.
I mean, there's way more flavors than 6, but like in broadest category speaking.
And I'm now imagining that like them arguing about the different kinds of paganism in Britain at this time, the same way people argue about like indie bands.
We're not having these herbs overhanging for my wedding. We're not doing it. Like we're not. Come on, my grandmother will be so mad if they're not there. You know, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like no, there has to be a candle, or whatever, right? Like there's that type of stuff, right?
I think Gareth will use this opportunity to kind of prod at Pedrog, because he's been. I think Gareth's generally been pretty easy on Pedrog lately, and he's going to ask pointedly, how does it feel to be amongst your people again?
Fine. Just seems tense. Yes. I hope it's not me. I would hate to think we came all this way and it was me that.
I see. You hope that it's me.
No, not. I hope, but I don't know that Pedrog can get himself out of this.
That's fine. Gareth is just gonna watch him squirm for a little while he's waiting.
He's gonna be uncomfortable and quiet.
Pendragon, you were redeemed, Pendragon. Your awkwardness is saved by the opening of the door and a Garda coming through, and you've never been more relieved to see another face come through a door before.
Very good.
Guess. My father will be busy preparing a wedding for tomorrow, so you'll be swearing to me. Is that all right?
Swearing what?
She looks at you. I will be honoring you as sworn guests.
Then I have you to thank.
Don't thank me yet, she says in a very matter-of-fact term.
I shall hold my tongue.
You will not be kicked out, but you will not be welcomed in at the table. You see, we have a wedding coming in tomorrow, and we will feed you, and we will make sure that you are comfortable outside.
Of course. The horses will keep me warm.
We knew you would understand.
Gareth is kind of trying to judge, like where her ire is directed. Is she angry at me? Is she angry at Pendragon? Is she just generally annoyed by the whole situation?
She's annoyed. Oh, awesome. Intrigue test. But this goes back to like the yelling that you were hearing. Like clearly they were talking about you and negotiating about like what the hell are we supposed to do with these people who we thought weren't actually going to show up. And like we were literally having a wedding for these other people. Like you can't just invite our sworn enemies to this dude's wedding. Like, and so like they're like juggling this right now. I'm like, yeah, you get it. Like everything I said to you, you're like, yeah, you're like, okay, I kind of get how this would be a problem. And you're, and you know, the cool thing to do is like, well, they're gonna feed you, they're gonna make sure you're okay, but you're sleeping with the dogs. You're sleeping outside. You know, like you're not getting anything. You're gonna be hanging out with everyone who's not cool enough.
This is
to be out. You know,
this is a proud versus modest for me.
This is. I love it that I can start building a scene and you know where it's going.
Gareth, is.
Do you want to demand
working on it?
Do you want to demand it? You can. You can.
So Gareth does have like there's his ego, right? But there's also his sense of like, I have to represent what I am. Like they may not know exactly what a knight is, but that doesn't make me not a knight. So like, do I champion for that, or do I kind of hold back? So let's see where he lands.
Okay. Not modest is the answer.
Okay, pride winneth. Yeah, and so I'm gonna say, I did not know that there was going to be a wedding. Lest I'd have brought a wedding gift, as is a custom among my people, if not yours.
We did not expect elflings to show up to our call for aid, even if it is one.
But we have. And here we are. I would not deign to demand from you that which I was not due, but I would wonder what I am due. Present even my congratulations to the happy couple.
I think this is a courtesy test that you're trying to win on. Like you're trying to like sweet talk them into being like, well, come on, like you know.
Yeah.
I think you earned yourself a courtesy test here. My God. Did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 3. I passed a 6.
I don't see it.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. Oh my God.
Jeez.
She smirks and she has. I have just the thing. Okay. You want to be a Saxon for this night?
I wish to be a friend of Aeswin, as I have been.
Aeswin like comes over exasperated, like he's just been. People have been talking to him all day, and you know it's like, friends, it is so awesome to see you. And he puts his hand around his wife. I am so sorry. I am so busy right now. I've been fighting to get you into this feast. And Egarda looks and looks back to your friend and looks to you. It's kind of this silent thing. It's like, yeah. And then like there's this like yeah, and then you're like yeah, and they're like yeah, and they're like no, really, yeah. Like there's this really quiet exchange, like literally just in their eyes, and like okay, like oh, and he goes, my friends, I have to run, but I hope you like riddling, and like he goes, you're gonna get grilled on the riddles because that is what Saxons do.
Yeah, Gareth is gonna like lean slightly to Pendragon. Is riddling a kind of pasty? No. Perhaps something jellied or roasted. No.
Wordplay.
Wordplay.
To show you how cunning you are.
Fuck.
Yes. You are going to be in a riddle contest and trying to be humiliated. I know you came here to fight, and turns out there's a wedding going on, and that you're going to be challenged and having to do a riddle. Welcome, everybody. Right. Oh, wow, we got rated. Evil Squeegee. Hey, buddy. Welcome, everybody.
Awesome.
We were in the middle of a King Arthur Pendragon with our knight going off to go visit some Saxons to be a mercenary. Somewhere. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So here's some context that's going on to fill you in as you're kind of walking through. We're just going to Aaron Sorkin walk and talk as you're kind of entering. In addition to being a wedding, is because you're here at the end of the moon, and which is the Folkmoot, or sorry, end of the month, which is the Folkmoot, where this is where you have trades and this is where you have weddings. It's kind of like a big, huge exchange at the same time, right? This is what you did culturally. It's also a time for like, not necessarily elections and things like that of the clan, but just redress of grievances and stuff like that is also part of this time. And so it's kind of all get blended into one thing. It's a big old party. And you're here as you're kind of part of this. And one of the weddings here is between some of the knights, or thoods, as they're called in Saxon. But Saxon culture is remarkably like Kimrick as far as their structures go. They just kind of have a little bit of names, a little bit of variance to the things that you're used to. But for the most part, like, they have earls. They're not called earls, but, they have barons. They're not called barons, right? But the thing that I think you're most interested in, or maybe not, I shouldn't say most interested in, per se, for yourself, but most interesting and different is this regents of grievances and how they address themselves. There's a lot more of, like, what you would expect hierarchical, it's a lot less, it's more conversational. It's more like peers across the board.
Yeah, you kind of
get that. You see
talk directly with someone about your grievances unless it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, and here they can, and like you meet, you see it as you're walking in, like you see like a lord, and there, back in Sarum there might be like my lord, it's my liege. Like there's a lot of formality into how you talk to these superiors, and here there's a lot more peerage. There's just a lot more of like, hey man, how's it going, dude? Like there's, it's much more informal. They're much more friendly to one another in that way. Obviously not everyone's like hunky dory with one another. There's factions between people and all that kind of stuff. Just, it's every like high school, but at the same time,
it
feels
more
there's
like
a different vibe.
Is it like in Kimrick culture, you'd be like, I am the knight of these areas. Whereas here, it's like, I'm so-and-so, like, son of these, like, 100%. Serving this. So, okay. So it's a lot. It's a very... We talk about feudalism in terms of these interpersonal relationships, but the Saxons really seem to then have that focus on it.
Burning Potato gets it. Burning Potato 23. The more uncivilized a civilization is, as it goes, they tend to be a little more egalitarian. It's true.
More familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
Familiar, yeah.
It's literally based on family lines.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to play a character buys into a system I agree with. Right. I'm here to be one champions, one I don't.
Aesel Sleuth will come by you again, as you're getting sort of like the little bit of the tour of what's going on here. Someone shoves you a glass of berry wine into your hand while things are going on, and he goes and tells you that it's like, yeah, so hey, this is my place. Welcome, man. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that you all are going to get a great spot tomorrow in the Vanguard. I'm so excited you're here. We're going to fight side by side, buddy. You're going to love it.
Gareth is starting to realize that this was like a business trip for him, but Acewin's just happy to see him.
Yeah.
It's starting to cause some dissonance. And oh god, I think Gareth starts to feel guilty. He's not used to feeling guilty about things.
Oh, definitely not. But you're absolutely right. Like Aesol Swith, you've only seen a few times. He is obviously the most busiest man here, directing everything, and he hasn't really even had a chance to talk to you all. But between Agarda, Eswayne, and the rest of the Thoods around, they got you. Sorry, it's Then, not Thoods. Thoods are like family or something like that.
Yeah, Then, like Thane.
Thane, yeah, exactly.
Then Thane. Or Tehagen, if I'm gonna annoy people with my bad pronunciations.
No. Sure. So we're gonna do the feast part, but before that, you get a chance and see the bride and husband to be, and I think they remind you a lot. The first thing you see about them is they remind you a lot of Erwin and his wife, because they individually have a love of 16.
Oh no. Oh Eric, Gareth, why would you do this to Gareth? Yeah.
Yep. So it sucks here for you to be recently widowed at a wedding and people love each other while you're still wearing black. Right?
I would like to roll my love of Erwin and see whether this is a moment where Gareth is like, man, I have this friend who's like really great, and like seeing this contextualized outside of that friend helps me appreciate him more. Or if I'm like resentful, like it's sometimes hard to be around that love on a normal day. I come here and I can't even escape it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to impact. I love Erwin a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Gareth is like, I miss my friend.
Oh.
And he's like, he has a moment where he's like, my grief has isolated me from Erwin.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Pendragon, you are going to be sworn at this sort of ceremony along with Gareth. It's one of the most formal things that you're going to be doing here, where you are actually sworn in, and Agarda will mention, like, hey, like, it gets everyone's attention here, and we'll announce you two's names, son of, and be like, son of, and they're waiting for you to say who, because they don't know who.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Elves, yeah. These elves will be under our protection, and we swear them. We swear them in, and
so Gareth, son of Hector.
Gareth, son of Hector, and Pendragon, son of.
Does he know his dad?
Bearwall says, of a coward, and like walks out like a badass, and like back into the shadows, and everyone goes ooh, and Acewin's like kind of cuts it off. He's like, hey, fuck that guy.
Son of Eggflon.
Yeah.
Eggflon plot.
Yeah. So, but Acewin's like, no, my love, we will share this, and if anyone has a problem with it, you will deal with us. And they do like that back-to-back arm thing, right? like no one, you're all are safe here.
Like a CW bumper. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. So a couple things, as people are dressed nicely as well for this feast. Women are dressed differently than what you would see at court in Sarum. They're dressed more plainly, but the most noticeable thing is the jewelry that they wear. It tends to be around their belts or they're around their waists. It's very common for you to wear like silver spoons and stuff as jewelry around to show off your wealth. And the big thing for men, hella rings. I cannot emphasize enough, the most powerful, richest people here, rings for days. Rings represent real power.
All right.
A couple people have like a nice like armband or so. That's kind of like their only thing, right? But the real people flexing got the rings, and you pick that up immediately. You're not going to be seated anywhere near them, despite courtesying your way into this place.
No, I mean, we're lucky to get in the door. I recognize that.
Right. You're not with the dogs, but you're going to be like below the salt, essentially.
Fair.
Right. So you're not going to be even at the U table, but you're going to be like on the walls and stuff, with hanging out with the guards and the friends of people, which is better than the dogs and the rest of the people who are not cool enough to be inside. All right. So we're going to do a quick little feast. Because you're inside, you're actually eligible for glory. If you were out with the dogs, I wasn't going to give you any.
Oh.
So,
do I get my like glory bonus here? Because does glory matter to the in the way?
It would matter. Like they can sense you're a competent warrior and like a man of their word, but you're not. Yeah,
but they don't know me.
They don't know you, and their sense of you doesn't relate back to. They're technically not part of the Kimrick Pendragon ecosphere, so the glory earned from them doesn't transfer to you in a weird. I don't know. I don't understand the moral code of this game, but
fair. No. I think I get it. Okay, that just means if I draw, I'm only drawing the one, and I gotta keep it.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna draw.
And you're gonna be tasked with answering riddles. So they're gonna start. All right, so draw your cards.
Yeah.
You're gonna draw one card and get stuck with it. But before you play it, you must answer this riddle. On my way, a miracle. Water became bone. What am I? They're like trying to say it in Kimrick, right?
Yeah. On my way, water became bone.
What am I?
Gareth is like side-eyeing Pendragon, be like, help me out here, buddy. Colin.
Saxon riddles are very much about, I am a noun. Figure out what I am.
Water became bone. Colin thinks.
I'm challenging the player.
Yeah.
I'm not challenging the character. If you want to.
No. So my first thought.
Real quick. Also, imagine. I know. I'm also going to buy you some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Imagine the room of this great feast kind of going quiet about enough people have been asking, who's this person over there, and you finally get called out because these people have been speaking Saxon the whole night, and you're getting little bits here and there, and there's riddles, a lot of like this, a lot of like, oh God, and then a lot of things, and then they're like, you're here, you have to test. And they start saying one, they're like, no, give him an easier one. They're like, no, give him an easier one. He has a small brain. He has the small elf brain. Give him this one, and this is what you get. And this place is quiet as you're, everyone's waiting to hear what you say.
So I'm gonna give my reason for answering this first, because I think it's still probably wrong. But I actually looked up what a gunnet is when I first got it, right? And it's an area where the river disappears and you have a dry crossing. And that only tends to happen when it's on chalk. Chalk is bone, right? It's like a bunch of sea bone creatures and shit that got compressed, right? So yeah, I'm gonna answer a river.
Boo! Everyone yells at you. It's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
No. Small brain. You're humiliated, dude. Yeah. You're absolutely humiliated. Absolutely devastated. Everyone thinks you're an idiot.
Can I say my guess?
Pendragon. Yeah.
Cheese. No.
No.
That's because it was way like
yeah.
WHE was been the clue.
Acewin's 8-year-old son chimes up, going, "It's ice.
Ice.
It's ice. Of course, it's ice. Water becomes bone. It's water ice." Oh, and they're like, "Yeah, the boy gets it. Good boy."
Right. Bones are. So I drew a card.
I like bone.
I don't actually think this card can work because I'm the only one?
If you drew more than one card, you must discard. Yeah, this doesn't work. Draw another one.
Okay.
Doesn't work for us. Glory Hound doesn't work for one person, and you're a feast.
I would love to. Pagan Promise. Ooh, hello. All right. Let's see what this one says. Pagan Priest wishes to show his worth. He hopes you will hire him afterwards as part of your retinue. Keep this card. While you do, gain +1. Dude.
Oh,
perfect.
There's some Saxon who's like...
trying to get out,
like quarterback me, and he's dude.
All right, I know what this looks like. All right, man. So there is another Saxon. Let's give this guy let's make him Red Wolf. Oh no, he's a boy. Let's go with Eggstan. So Eggstan comes over to you at some point, and he's like, "Listen, Elf. You're here. You're gonna fight tomorrow. I can't have you be looking like an idiot when we're fighting side by side. They're going to ask you a riddle. And if it's anything about eating something, it's probably an onion." And he like taps you on the shoulder and like it grabs you and goes later.
Pedro, did it sound like they expect there to be riddles on the battlefield?
Maybe before the fight?
I do not understand you, people.
So,
okay, so I keep this.
Yeah.
And then, so long as I don't drink, yeah, I'm not gonna be lazy. Might be selfish. We'll see. Cool.
Maybe. Oh boy, man. Okay. So another argument kind of breaks out though tonight. Besides that, we have the wedding formality parts here. And you definitely hear it's about, this foreigner and fighting with us, tomorrow. He's like, he's here because he's fighting. And then everyone's like, he's not fighting with us tomorrow, and that's a Bearwall, that dour heel-like character with the markings, right? He's like, he's not fighting with us. Like, no, and Aceman's like, I've sworn that he will. And he's like, then you've made a terrible promise. Goes back to skulking. So you're clearly dividing him, and Acewin's kind of got your back here. Team Acewin has got your back to some of the other Saxons.
All right, I'm appreciating it. I might have to put like a little love of Acewin 1 or something. He's being such a bro here, really, and is. I have not done a lot to have earned this. Like, I didn't re-enslave him. That is not a moral positive. That's at best fucking neutral.
So
that was enough.
They give you...
Wait, is Acewin the Saxon Frayed? Like, just a really nice, competent guy that we...
No, it's the opposite. Make an intrigue test here, because you've been here long enough that like you can read a room, right?
I know how to read a room, yeah.
So like not even at a penalty, because a lot of this is just like, you've been to a party, like who's popular, who's probably not on the out.
Because I think because no one's really talking to Gareth here.
Yeah.
I think Gareth is kind of pretending in his head that he's gossiping with Elaine the way he used to. He's still reading the room. That's why he's reading the room.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good, dude. I love that. Good touch. Yeah.
I think Pendragon even sees him like kind of like move his lips every once in a while, like he's talking to someone.
There's
probably super normal.
Super normal.
Acewin marrying a Garda has also caused a great rift, and he's always kind of now on the outside, where he doesn't seem like he should have been a worthwhile husband to her, right? Right, like, so like there's maybe someone else feels that they were slighted by raising someone like this, right? And so he's kind of always on the outside here. And so him being on the outside anymore doesn't really cost him anything, because people respect him. They're not like, totally on the outside. He's going to get murdered or anything like that. He's just he's not super popular.
Okay. Interesting. And so this is his wedding, to be clear.
It's It's not Acewin's wedding. It's not Godfrey's wedding. It's the wedding between
someone else.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay. It's just
Sherelda and Red Wolf. Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, exactly. It's just some boony people coming in for this wedding, right, with everyone else. Saxon boonies, man. Look, like it. I'm trying to do a lot to make it feel like this does feel like there's a lot of parallels between what you would do in Sarum and
absolutely.
Here, which is I find this part the most like interesting because we're playing characters based on a feudal ideal, but feudalism is inherited from the Germanic peoples that either established the Carolingian Empire or who came over, like the Saxons. So it's that they're parallels, but it also is like it is different enough. It works.
Yeah,
it does. Right. I think Stafford was very smart when he created this false pre-feudalism by using the equites, right? I think in the book that's the equites became the knights in a very direct way when it's like, that's historically not how it went, but
when things go downhill, you have a warlord and they promise you protection and food, and then they slowly get a little more power and then a little more power, and that's man.
Yeah. If anything, it's the Salisbury Knights who are the anachronists here, whereas the Saxons are just being Saxons.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything, like your culture should be probably more rooted in Roman, because you guys have been so like colonized by Rome.
Yeah.
But, anyways. Yeah, so you guys, this whole party, you have not been drinking the sweet, dope, spiced beer or the deliciously smelling rich mead. You've just been given the berry wine to drink, which is like the poor shit, right?
Yeah, you're what the kids are drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
9-year-olds getting drunk on this berry wine.
The mead is reserved for the Thane and for oaths. Like it's really like a special, like you only bust it out for the good stuff. But you are given the same meal. You're given the leftover after everyone else has kind of had their first take, right? So, for example, the first thing you see is you get trout smoked with fennel. So you're kind of getting like around like the head of it and stuff, like the less desirable parts. But when you guys were getting here earlier in the day, you saw some men come in with some deer on their back, right? And so you're getting some deer with some jelly. So you guys are eating okay.
Jelly is a much better way to say boiled something until it dissolved into goo.
Yep.
It's like sounds much more appealing when you say jelly.
Yeah. Basically like Saxon deer pot roast.
I love it. I'm just kidding. I love pot roast.
Yeah.
I had like a nominal dinner before this, so I'm loving it. Just keep describing food, please.
All right. So here's the next riddle though, before you draw your card.
Fuck.
They're only getting harder, dude. They're only getting harder. I gave you a hint. I am all on my own, wounded by weapons and scarred by swords. I often see battle, yet I am tired of fighting. I do not expect to be allowed to cease warfare before I am completely killed. At the wall of the city, I am knocked about and bitten again and again. Hard-edged things and the blacksmith's hammer also attack me. But each time, I wait for something worse.
Okay. I was thinking like wood, right? Because that's what you make shields out of, and like I'm gonna have to repeat it. A shield was also jumped to mind immediately.
Yeah, shield's the obvious one to me, but this
is the riddle.
If it's land based, it's an onion.
But you were told it's an onion. You said when in doubt, go with onion. Is what the guy said, man.
Okay.
Saxons love onions.
I am all on my own.
They wear onions on their belt because it's the style of the time.
Wounded by iron weapons and scarred by...
Honestly, this also sounds like dashboard confessional lyrics.
If it wasn't I am all on my own, I would say shield 100.
Yeah.
But like I am all on my own doesn't sound like a Saxon shield wall thing. Which is...
No.
I play tested these riddles with other people, so I know there's...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
so
and they got them immediately.
Able to objectively...
It's like I'm objectively judging you right now. No pressure.
I hate it. God damn it, Eric. I went too broad last time with wood. The only part that fucks me up here... No, the only part that fucks me up here is the blacksmith hammer.
You went with chalk, dude. Your river, man.
I went with a river over chalk. I get it, yes. I'm going to go with shield. Burning Potato also said shield. My first thought was shield. The blacksmith's hammer is the part that fucks me up because I don't know what that has to do with a goddamn shield.
You say shield?
Maybe riveting it. I don't know. I'm going to say shield.
The party is stunned in silence. As you got the correct answer, they cheer and give you a shot of mead as a reward.
They're training me like Pavlov. I'm here for it.
Good job, buddy.
Pet elfling.
It's like literally what I did to Acewin though, so I can't super judge.
I mean, you are super tokenized, basically, like 100%. You know, like you are the weird kid. You're the elf, and like, hey, elf man, dance for us, elf. It's like terrible. Like you're a jester. Like you're a joke for them. I mean,
business meeting.
Edgarda literally was like she made you a joke in the first place, making you blow the horn the whole time, which they will finally tell you at some point. You know, you didn't have to do that. She probably tells you. I just did that because it would be funny. You know, it's like it would be like having to wear like it'd be like imagine driving in another country and like having to put on like a student driver bumper sticker.
I've been put on a
like
snipe
like
hunt
that,
before. Right? I've been put on a snipe hunt before. I know how this works.
Right.
Yeah, I think Gareth is going to just shades of Silchester be like, have you ever heard about beetles?
Regale us with a story of your beetles.
Yeah.
Do you want to orate with a +5 because of your card? Does that card give you +5? No, it's just free folklore and religion.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I could do.
You want to test orate though? You want to tell us? You want to tell a story?
My orate is shit. I would rather not.
Well, okay. Fair enough. Fair. All right. Well, then you're just gonna keep that card then, right? You're not gonna draw?
No, this is I just hold this while I draw.
Okay. Well,
it goes away if I succeed on chaste, lazy, or selfish.
Yeah. And before anyone asks, we already cleared Jim. Jim was fine with playing second fiddle this session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We asked that last time.
Chance encounter. Beautiful lady passes by and whispers in your ear.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, I think.
What a great one for you.
Yeah. My chase is pretty high. Not that high.
Not high. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I failed them both, though.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Do I just have to re-roll that?
No,
by the rules, neither of them win. Yeah.
I think the answer is it's a fail and you don't even get like the glory of the card.
So I don't get the glory of the card.
Yeah. What? Oh my God. So I think what this is that like someone else, like you're just talking to somebody and stuff and you don't realize that like someone else comes over to you and it's like that person was hitting on you.
Yeah. And Garrett's just like, well.
Man, what do they say? They probably ask you about like, are you wearing any jewelry? Like, do you have anything of like like a pendant? Do you have anything on that would be like representing of status, of wealth, besides like obviously you have your mail and you know you have your teeth. So like, but like, what do you have like any jewelry?
I'm still dressed in black. Like I look like a fucking buzzkill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, I have scars.
Oh. Don't we all? She remarks,
I
looking
think,
off camera.
I think it's a fact that it's a she. I think that's really what.
Yeah.
You're right. Gareth is like, man, I could go for a tumble. He's only really slept with one lady ever, and it was his wife.
Last guy you slept with was a Roman?
No,
Anirian.
The steward. Yeah,
Anirian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anirian.
I still have a love of Anirian, by the way. It's still at 13. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still there. I love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not sleep with Freyed. I don't think.
I think it was kind of like a threesome situation in the Roman camp. I don't know. I feel like it's open-ended.
Yeah, it was like.
I think I left it ambiguous for sure.
I left it ambiguous because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Like,
there was
Gareth
a lot that Roman wine.
Slept.
That Roman wine is gotcha, dude.
The Roman wine, I do remember that.
So it's fine. Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was like what happens in what happens on the rating path stays.
Mm-hmm. All right, you have one more riddle to answer, my friend.
Fuck me. Okay.
You ready?
I guess.
When I am alive, I do not speak. Anyone who wants to take me captive will cut off my head, and they bite my bare body. I do no harm unless they cut me first, and I make them cry. What am I?
Onion.
Yeah!
There you go.
That's the onion.
Exton in the corner gives you a little cheer here, a cup of the mead, like my boy. My boy did it. So you started off terrible, but you've earned the respect of the Saxons this evening. Draw a
You
card.
could play it off that the first failure was on purpose.
Do you want to?
No, I
was like, you do want to test that, my dude? All right.
Oh God.
You're gonna earn so far, besides whatever you get from these cards here, you're gonna be earning you earn 10 glory for each riddle answered.
Oh. Okay.
That's the chance encounter one.
Romance. Some guests converse about love. They want to know how you would win the heart of a lady.
How do you win the hearts of ladies where you come from?
Let's roll. Romance ain't a strong suit.
I don't think you even have romance. Romance doesn't exist yet.
No, I have 2.
Ryan has his 13.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, right. Like, is that a skill that's only introduced in later ages?
I thought it's a skill that's introduced later.
I mean, it hasn't been. I haven't rolled it ever. I think I picked it at character creation.
That's incredible.
That's going to be fun.
And then
I like that you're just naturally good at it.
The love of your life, wooed them, and it's been sailing ever since.
Now we're in bliss for 10 years now.
No.
I don't know what you would roll instead. Sword?
Valor? I rolled.
I don't know.
I rolled romance. I rolled romance and failed.
All right.
Gareth is again impressed. Kind of dead honest. Like, I told my wife that she would not love me, but I would make her comfortable, rich, and famous, and I did. That seems to work.
Someone asked what happened to your wife.
She died. It's not a matter that I wish to speak of in more depth.
Buzzkill, yeah, and that's what it is.
I think buzzkill.
I think Farewell, the buzzkill ruins your moment. So that's what causes the fail. They get distracted by that. Oh,
love it. Fucking
someone,
glory.
Yeah, because I feel like that completely derails the conversation about what love is, and there are people like, oh man, like my wife was killed. I would need to know. All these types of that reminds us of then they go off about a story about a dude going on a full-on like vengeance quest for someone who killed his wife and tracking him down, all that kind of stuff. Like, you remember, it's like, hey, do you remember Wolfius? Like, you remember him? Like, dude, that guy was nuts. And I think there's one last thing I want to point out here, and that this is going to come up a little bit later. Because like during the boasts and the songs and everything you're saying, you don't really get it, but like the rest of the feast is going to go by as you know. Like some of the older dudes get too drunk, they pass out in the corners, you know. Like some people start to fall down, you know. Like it's a classic feast. Right? Everyone's vibing. You don't know what they're saying, but you know it's all the good stuff, right? But the thing that I wanted to point out, and something I wanted to really remark, is that everywhere you go in this world, there are like the equivalent of the wrestling heels, right? They're like the bad knights, and they're here too. And these are the dudes that are clearly like trying to outdrink everybody and trying to start shit and fight and just being cruel for cruel's sake, right? And everyone kind of gives them, like lets them do what they want, but they always look over to Aeselswith, and like Aeselswith is kind of keeping them on their leash. And this doesn't exist for you. Mm-hmm. But like this is some very high loyalty shit to you that you read, that there is that bond between these people that you don't know what they've seen, but you know like the world of the violence of a knight, and you've seen people who've turned this way. That these people you haven't seen anybody who does that's this loyal. You find people who are cruel for cruel's sake because of power, but you know,
Julianus types. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Bullies.
Right.
But normally bullies don't respect the power over them. They are afraid of it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. But no, not these types. These types like know their place in a weird way.
It's fascinating.
And I'm not sure if, like, you might, like, I don't know what kind of test it would be, but I want to give you a check for like, not maybe worldly, like, I don't know, like they have a sense of the world that you will never have. Or maybe it's like honestly, you can check loyalty, like just seeing it, and like for even in this perverted sense, it changes you.
Yeah. It like seeing, being like, the power of loyalty is not necessarily just, it's not love, right?
No.
Loyalty is not love, and in his mind, I think it clicks for the first time that he's always relied on this personal affection for someone as being a main driver, but it's these guys they hate each other.
And like one of them gets like in a scuffle gets like their hand cut, and they just like laugh about it, right? Like there's like a hand, like a part of a knife sticking through his hand. He just laughs as he like rips it out, like sucks the blood, and like tries to wrap it up. And they're just like having a good time. Like these people are just on another level. It's just they're super hardcore.
Making me want to re-roll as a Saxon, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
man. We'll play Ironsworn Saxon campaign over in Germany.
So so they are
interesting.
And this, I think really why you should get the check is that these people are also 100% willing to die for their lord. Yeah. In a way
that's the sobering part, is because
they will. And these
questions. These are the people I'm going to be fighting in a couple years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's like definitely gonna kill him.
There's no surrendering. There's no hostage. There's no surrendering. Yeah. These people have to die. Like if their lord is ever attacked, they have to intervene. If the lord is killed, they literally have to basically just fight till they die.
These are the Hearthgonauts.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. These are the part berserker Hearthgonauts. Like this is what they are.
Now I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got my chest stove in.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to point out. He was like, these are the people you fought, and now you get it.
Like, are these the ones that Erwin
fought
at that?
On the beach on the raid. These dudes. The battle. Oh
we
man,
fought
you're asking me like 30
twice.
seconds.
Yeah. There's the raid that
twice,
was
short.
The raid got locked out.
Yeah, it's got like
and
one shot.
You fought them. I think I got knocked. Oh, I might have. I think I was absent.
Melancholic.
Yeah, I was all in the blah, 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 blah phase.
Yep. I don't know. Yeah,
but and these people live in, I don't want to say myopic, but it's almost like an ideal sense of a world where everything makes sense. They know their place. There's like a zen to it almost. I don't know what the word would be, right? But like they know their place in the world. clarity.
Yeah, they have a clarity that
of violent, cruel purpose, that they are killers, and that is what they are for this person, end all be all. And they know that they're willing to pay the price, like they do it.
I think this is a teaching moment for Gareth.
Yeah.
To go to Pendragon and be like, you see that loyalty, that's important. That's all they are. You can get loyalty from a dog. And you, Pendragon, are not training to be a dog. You are training to be a sheephound.
I thought it was a dog.
Different kind of dog. He's like looking at the berry wine.
This isn't a test for you as in like your passion, but I want you to test your loyalty here. This is this is the teachable moment. Does your sense of loyalty, okay. It would rub off on him, and then
yep.
When Pendragon would come around, he would have a little higher loyalty when he starts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These men, these women, these Hearthgonauts, your tongue, they will die.
Hearthguard.
They will die. They will die well. They will die in ways that I can't even imagine. Clawing at the enemy, the last breath. You know what they shan't do, Pendragon? Shan't build. What will they leave behind? Stories and baubles.
Stories are very important to them.
Stories are important. Land is important. People are important to hear those stories. The small folk that I am so disinterested in, they're important. These Hearthgonauts have given that up in a way you and I never shall.
Of course.
Think on their loyalty. Think of it often. But do not think only of it. Think of what it serves.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So, end of feast, star wipe. You will be marching out with the rest of the Saxons. You were going to be battling the Utes.
Nice.
You go to war.
Pee real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I know. Okay. Go ahead, buddy.
So it's looking at Lindsay.
Yeah.
And I have written down charge Saxon King plus his house guards.
Yeah, house guard of the Hearthgonauts.
Erwin versus 2.
Yeah, you fought 2 of these dudes.
Fought 2 of these dudes. Erwin was wounded twice, loses a shield. Yeah. The Earl falls.
Yeah, these are the people you saved the Earl from.
Yeah, Saxon King withdraws. Erwin kills one, took another prisoner, which he gave to Ferumbus as payment to track down.
Oh, yeah, you did take one. Oh, shit.
But then he took both of their arms and armor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these were the ones that he
he was a cowardly youth, so he wouldn't be allowed back afterwards. He would be cast out.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't be killed. He would just probably be cast out.
Cast out.
Unless he's, like, sworn, like, he has to, like, literally... Maybe there's some dude looking around for you, man. Like 10 years later, finally tracks you down, kills you. Yeah. Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because one of them did die, and then the other he took prisoner. Yeah.
Good stuff.
That one went out like a hero. The other one, so much.
Or maybe this is a new type. Maybe not all Hearthgonauts do that, but maybe this one particularly does. This group.
It was like 10 years ago.
Oh, man. Yeah. Crash, you missed a great part, in my opinion. Bad time for a battery to die. All right, so you're all gonna be marching west, right? You're marching with the sunfall, and you're gonna be arriving into the Purdue Forest. As you cross the way, mustering for a Saxon army is much different than yours. Rather than meeting at the rallying point kind of thing and everyone showing up, you really actually go town to town, being like, "Let's go," and all the dudes are like, "All right, let's go." They grab their shield, they grab their sword, the wife grabs their sword or spear, comes with them. So they grab a little, they throw some food in a bag, or, they let them like go through their larder, take what you want. And you just kind of go when you snowball. And that's what they do from down to town. They snowball.
Hoard up.
Yep, you hoard it up. So, you guys go into the Purdue Forest and you're camping for the night before the battle tomorrow. You're gonna fight the Utes. The thing that makes the Utes is that they love their spears. Anyone fighting with a lot of great spear stuff, they're the Utes. The southern Kent Saxons, well, specifically, you're not even like in the farthest side of Kent. You're in like the closest side of Kent. You're literally in the part where they captured
Kent.
Yeah. You're in literally East Sax, right? Like the easternmost part of it. They love their axes because they're literally from different parts of the world, right? Like, anyways, yeah, you guys are like technically like French, like these guys are French and German. The other ones are basically Danes,
yeah,
Proto-Danes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, at night, more yelling at the camp. Acewin is raising his voice, and he's livid. Do you want to hear what they're saying with an intrigue test? Being close near the tent.
Yeah.
Every great scene in Pendragon has an awareness test for listening to things before the battle. It's awareness.
The truth is,
not insight.
So much.
Insight's not even a skill. I keep saying fucking insight, like I'm a DM.
Pass. I think this isn't like necessarily Gareth being sneaky. It's just like when you're at that party and you only have the one friend you know, so you kind of hover around and you try not to jump in on every conversation they're in, but like also who the fuck else are you going to talk to?
We've all been there.
We've all been there. We've all definitely have friends and go to parties.
Yeah, we've all had to cling to that one person who got you to the party because you don't know anyone.
Yes.
Be it work, be it anything, right?
Before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, real quick aside before I tell you what they heard. It's like, man, like, honestly, I think being good GM requires age. Like, it literally requires a depth of personal experience. It just gets better. You just get better because you encounter more people. You have your own personal experiences to go off of, and you hear more people's experiences that you can just blend into your life and get this nice melange of experiences.
Counterpoint. Some dudes I've met at conventions who were like graybeards and sucked.
True.
Sure.
That's also true. The dogs are canonical. That's also true. Age, it's a...
There's a nuance here.
There's something else. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah, how about this?
It's called wisdom.
Yeah.
Age can be a catalyst.
It's a modifier.
Right.
By itself, inert. But when combined with other qualities, acts as a multiplier, kickstarts something more.
All right. So, here's what you're going to learn.
To make that metaphor work.
Here's what you're going to learn. You are going to be not betrayed, but you're definitely not fighting. You're not going to see any of the fighting. You are going to be on road duty tomorrow, basically in the back lines. Acewin has been fighting for you, saying he put down his word to you. He has done everything he can for these people. They even fucking riddled. You gave him their mead. How, like, this is an affront to him. Like, why would you fucking do this to him? And he's like, nah. He gets outvoted, essentially. Mm-hmm. The other three people are just like, no, don't care. Doesn't matter. And he is just like exasperated, right? You will not be on the front lines as promised.
Gareth
you should probably feel crestfallen.
Yeah, Gareth is annoyed. He's feeling like he did in Ilchester, but he's not in Ilchester. And Gareth is gonna ask, like, tell me, Acewin, what might stop me from donning the clothes of a Saxon and riding next to you?
There's no Saxon clothes that could fit you. He taps you on the shoulder. Little small baby. No, he's like, don't think. It's his polite way of saying, don't even think about it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, Gareth's gonna bitch a little bit.
You will be shanked on the battlefield, and no one will care.
Yep. Looking forward to another mortal wound.
I know. You can do it anyways.
Right.
It would be kind of cool if you like Mulan'd it.
I'm thinking about it. Like he's like, oh, no clothes that'll fit you. I don't know. I got a Saxon right here.
Yeah.
He's tall for his age.
You're not gonna fight with a sword, that's for sure, dude.
I would have to fight. Fuck. What?
With an axe.
I have no axe.
And you don't know how they fight. They don't. Yep. They use similar tactics to you, but their battle formations are not the same. They do not rely that heavily on cavalry.
It's like, oh, would I then? I could try and use a spear. 6. I have not boosted spear. Fuck yeah. No, there's in practical terms. As soon as I get
how
that
reckless
sword out,
are you?
Not very these days, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I can roll it if you're asking. Oh no. Shit! No, I am still reckless. Fuck.
Are you?
I'm 13. So like,
no, you're not 16.
Automatic reckless. But
yeah.
I'm more reckless than I thought.
Yeah. Test it. It'd be interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
you're gonna get started.
Is it gonna be prudent versus reckless, or is it just a straight reckless test?
Oh, you should test prudence because we want to see what heart prevails.
Prudent failed. Fuck.
All right. So yeah, you're gonna be like, fuck that, dude. I'm gonna try, right? But I think it's gonna end gracefully, where they're gonna someone's gonna hard stop you. They're not gonna attack you or anything like that. But the group kind of gets around and being like, no, just and they shut you down. Right. You get like halfway through putting on the clothes and then you put in the armor and stuff. This is the way you walk, man. There's no blending in with these people. You're like the small dude and the helmet comes down to here.
I'm like hiding in a tent, putting it on, and one of the Saxons comes in with my other stuff and puts it down for me to put back on and just leaves. It's like, all right.
And he just shakes his damn head, dude. He's fucking good. This loser. He wants to fight. I'll give him that. Good. Then he can defend the road tomorrow. It's like what someone says, right? Mm-hmm. So there you go.
All right.
Nothing happens on the road, and even more. Barrowall demands, because you're a mercenary and you ended up not seeing any fighting, they shouldn't pay you. Acewin absolutely fucking does not let that happen because his word is on the line here. He is literally personally offended with Barrowall. He's like, that's it. You are out of line, in front of everybody, including you. Imagine you're kind of getting dressed down in front of the whole camp, right? They're like, after everyone's come back from a victory. They're like, that's it. That's the last we're hearing from you. I put my word to these people. They are my sworn fuck the word, not lords, sworn.
Then.
Yeah. Not then, because you're not that. They're not that close. Just sworn guests.
Oh, right? Oh, you're talking about. Okay, I thought
they're under you were under his protection, and again, they take that very seriously, and these dudes keep fucking disrespecting you, and he can't really do that much, but he did say the one thing I'm doing for you is making sure you're fucking seeing me battle, and then you're not even getting paid. He's like, fuck that, and he literally takes off his clothes in front of you. Acewin is ripped, by the way, because he's very attractive male. Takes off his rings, takes off an armband, and gives it to you, 12 leibsums worth of gold, saying this is your payment. I will not be dishonored in front of all these people and say that I am not a man of my word. If I could not have promised you combat directly in the front line with me, then you will still be paid regardless. And he fucking gives up his money to you. $12 out of his own bank account.
Yeah.
12 librum.
Granted,
in treasure.
He's much richer than I am. So.
He is fucking loaded, dude.
But
he's
still,
as rich as the Earl,
gesture,
man.
That's great. That's fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah, and he does.
Gareth is going to step close and
You'll
drop
take
his
no
voice.
glory. You take no glory for the battle, but you get that.
Gareth's going to step close and say, Acewin, I came here as a mercenary. I shall leave knowing that I am a friend, not an employer.
He quietly leans back at you and says, if fate will make us friends, then we will not be for much longer. As we fight our fights together against my fellow Saxons, one day we'll be united, and one day we'll fight each other again. But know that your trust is well placed, and that no one will make a liar of me. Basically, he reneges on your friendship. He's like, we actually can't be friends, dude. But mad love, regardless, is what he says.
And Garrett's gonna be like,
this is...
I accept the kindness you've shown in doing that.
I don't know what the Ravens see, but if our paths tread, hopefully it's on the same side of the battlefield.
What's the deal with you and your wife? You took your shirt off. I'm sort of feeling that one out. You know,
No.
I have to leave anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, he's shirtless, sweaty. He's great. His musk smells like lavender.
This game.
Yeah, man. Ace Wind's the best. Ace Wind's my Mary Sue for sure. So
that is
kind of bait and switched you there, Erwin. Kind of bait and switched you here, but
yeah. Good stuff. All right.
You arrive back, Winterborn Gunnet, to find out your apiary was destroyed.
God. You know what? Fuck.
All right.
Like destroyed, not
obliterated. It's
disabled.
Damaged. It was originally damaged, and
now it's destroyed.
It's destroyed.
Good. That's fine. Acewin just paid for fixing all this shit.
Yeah.
Getting my bees back.
So good. Yeah, it literally got struck by lightning. You have no idea why. Contemplate on it. But yeah.
Like that's some fucking Coen Brothers shit.
Did you I would watch that. This wasn't even a movie. It requires a little bit more build up because of the turnip cellar and all the stuff, but together I liked that a lot. I like writing up the shit about Sax. I did feel like Eric was casting wall of text a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's fun. We're here for it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I have people like you all to play with that enjoy it. The
first thing that Gareth does when he gets home is calls on Erwin.
Yeah, which Erwin, you have been doing all of your politicking.
Yeah, he has.
To give me a good state of the affairs of the Bourne, you will be called to do at least one speech. So I'm going to need an orate from you, and then either a courtesy or an intrigue. Your choice.
My intrigue and my courtesy are the same, sitting at 15, but my orate is a 3.
All right. Well, mechanically, I think there would be fictional differences in how you govern and lead council's decisions if you use intrigue versus courtesy.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Right. Here goes my orate.
Classic.
Erwin is not a man of words.
Yeah. All right.
And
no one is stirred about the Confederacy, but it's like, what it is. It's not worse.
This guy, yeah, could have been worse. I think it's more in Erwin's character to go with courtesy. His intrigue is more there as I see as like a protective skill, like so that he knows the sort of lay of the land, but he doesn't like use it to get things done. So I'm going to go with courtesy for the other. He doesn't want to sow seeds of doubt.
Yeah. I think what this is about, and if you want, we can color it as well. Afterwards, test battle. But the idea here is that you're really like dealing with the logistics of, okay, well, where are we going to muster troops whenever we're summoned? How are we going to do this kind of like really like the back end part of battle, right?
Right.
There's the meeting rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously, some people want it more north. We should obviously meet there. You want to, I don't want to march 3 hours through the fucking forest, dude. Fuck that. my commute, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Common. Like it's
day.
yeah. It's classic meeting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you're friendly about it,
Sure.
and test battle.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So you're able to make a consensus, and so which is good. Because I was going to say if you would have failed this, then the next time you'd fight together, you'd have a -5 modifier as you guys are disorganized.
Yeah.
Right.
This wasn't a meeting that could have been an email. This was like a proper productive meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is I'm abstracting. This is the consolidation of power and how things are going to operate here. Right.
Right.
Were these check worthy?
Yeah, because I went over time with Colin's scenes, so definitely give yourself checks as stuff, and also thanks for playing Pendragon, dude. That was super nice of you.
It's fun to play Pendragon. Yeah, he does his thing. I assumed that when Erwin stays behind, he's doing
management.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be zoomed in on.
Okay, yeah, right. Just if it was like travel, I was like, cool, just test administration, dude.
Oh, sure.
So like it's very, very easy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly. All right. Then I think no offense, but I'm kind of like I need to eat something. So like I think we're gonna call it there, and we're gonna do winter break next session. So my apologies for it.
No, that's fine.
But, like I'm getting that kind of like thing.
Hangry.
Yeah, getting that hangry part.
Yeah. So real quick, Erwin would be as part of all this. Erwin is spending some of his meager funds, aka getting some of that Libra for glory that we have, just to like wine and dine.
How much?
And, he's going to spend 5 Libra.
Okay, I was gonna say if you spend 10, you get a feast.
No, that's a bit too rich
10,
for my
10 per round of feast.
Yeah, that's a bit too much. He's only got 17 sitting in his.
I get it.
Yeah.
So it's 5 for 50 glory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense though. And you know what? This is you chipping in. Let's color your courtesy test and stuff like that, right? This is you chipping in, and be like, I will pay you for the, you don't want to commute or whatever because it's going to cost you in crops or whatever for the day. Then fine, I will pay you in the thing, right? It's like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
fine.
Erwin's sort of inserting himself as a middleman between, the Castellans and the
basically you're underwriting everyone's travel bills, that's you're buying that kind of thing, right?
It's like, so long as you get me a receipt, I don't give a shit. Like
I don't care if you order the fucking martinis, dude. Just yeah, you know what I mean?
Don't get the horse feed from this side of the county, get it from the other side of the county.
But exactly right. But you are doing that kind of thing.
Well, that's fine.
That sort of logistic winding in.
Erwin could use a non-exciting year.
Yeah.
I think the last sort of, if this were a show, the last shot before we hit the credits is Gareth presenting himself at Chalderton, not wearing black.
What a way to end this. Oh, man.
Very good.
Oh, good stuff. Oh, so thank you all. Yeah. So sorry, I don't have the 40 minutes of spreadsheet in me when I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
It's fine.
But
all right. I had like 4
think?
pieces of sushi and vodka, so like I also
Okay. My favorite part was Acewin taking his clothes off, I think. But the session was good.
Yeah.
good
Regardless.
part of the session.
Did you know that Agarda was going to be Acewin's wife?
I had anticipated, but in retrospect, I should have called that.
Yeah.
It's like how else do you really get up there without marrying someone?
I think that I suspected because like way back you mentioned something about like Acewin had married big or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. It didn't. It was never like, oh, he's the king's like son-in-law.
It's actually to behind the notes. That's they're both Edelman or Elderman. It's where you get alderman from.
Mm-hmm.
They are the like dukes or barons of this place, right? And while he's basically the son-in-law who's going to be set to inherit, but the cool part here is that both Egarda and Aeswin are inheriting co-jointly. Saxons don't have the same sort of like only one person has this title. They actually, it's a lot more like collaborative, which I don't get to point out that much, but I thought it was really cool. A lot of the stuff I grabbed was from an old 90s supplement for Pendragon called Saxons with an exclamation point. And also want to point this out. There is a preface in this game, in that book, that I take umbrage with. I don't think I have it open and can quote you verbatim, but the gist of it is a call out being like, are the Saxons like, do they obey their laws kind of quite thing? And they're like, well, these people are kind of uncivilized, and like most barbarians, only might makes right, and that even people who are rich can escape justice, and people with arms will never face punishment. I'm like, dude, like, that's Salisbury, man. that's everywhere. What are you doing writing this in here? Like, that's true for everywhere.
Yep.
It just felt a little weird to call them like barbarians and stuff at the same time. Like, no, just for having real politics.
Yeah, the writers maybe had a little
bias.
bit blind to their own writing bias. Who knew?
Here it is. Here's what they advise you with Saxons. I found it. Players should remember that right and wrong in these societies was decided by which side brought more resources to a suit. There were no police to enforce such decisions, that the rich could buy justice and the well-armed could ignore it.
Sounds very familiar.
and that by our own standards, a high level of violence was openly tolerated. I'm like, dude, that's Pendragon.
That's some 90s shit, man.
Anyway, let's get back to the justice event where you have sole discretion over fucking life and death.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Anyways, I still recommend the book ultimately.
Yeah.
It's got some cool stuff. If I wanted to play a Saxon, I could see actually not just Ironsworn, but I could actually run a Saxon Pendragon game.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about the raiding, it's all about the familial stuff. It's just none of the Arthurian myth part. It's just Crusader Kings, marriage, expand territory, feuds.
Take it from the Gimrick.
Yeah. Like play like
that
Beowulf.
Be really fun. Yeah.
Like lean into it. So
swim across the English Channel to fight giants.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah. Oh man, so
sea serpent hunting in a longboat.
Yeah, like that's.
It'd be about it. You'd have to like really set the context. Is like, that's the part I don't know because I haven't read. But like, our play is so informed by the manorial system, right? Like that is the material context from which our ideology either has to cohere or butt heads against.
Yeah,
and
so like,
I think the mistake would be to relate the Saxon context to the manorial system.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
You need something totally different.
It's your clan. It's your it's your family. It's your dynasty. That is your anchor. It is literally your bloodline, and you all play against with that.
I could see it also being big on like gift giving, of receiving gifts for acts of valor and heroism, like classic heroism, right? Like
there were rules for giving, for glory, for giving and receiving gifts.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
But the weird thing is that the virtues are kind of the same. Mm-hmm. Your passions though and your traits are a little bit different. Like riddling comes in. That's actually like a nature really kind of trait. If this was torchbearer. Yeah,
I like riddling.
Yeah, like I read through this book. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Torchbearer 2 writers probably ripped a lot of this off because I mean, Luke and everyone there loves Pendragon. Like they openly say Pendragon is the best role playing game ever made. So like I wouldn't be surprised if they looked this over and were like, yeah, we can use some of this.
Cool.
But anyways, yeah, so kind of a different session today.
A little bit.
Listen, we're in this for the long haul. It doesn't always have to be high octane.
Yeah.
True. Not every session is a screaming orgasm.
Sure. Get worn out.
Yeah. Refractory period.
At some point, just blood starts coming out. You don't want that. All right.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah. People,
we're hungry and Jim's tired. I don't know what you want from us.
I expect someone in the future binging through our YouTube sessions, as you do, and thank you for doing it. They're gonna get to this part of the episode and they're like, "That's enough for today." All right, yeah, Colin, take us out. Be the first person.
Hi, I'm Colin, Mr. Cool Guy. I make miniature little micro games. I do role-playing games and role-playing adjacent shit. You can follow me at Colin Like I See on Twitter, where I am persistently weird. And you can look at the micro games I make at the link I just dropped in chat, thephantomrulebooth.itch.io. I've got 2 games on there already. They're garbage, and I've got a 3rd piece of garbage on the way called The Neon Beast and Where It Feeds.
Yeah, good stuff. Sad blackjack.
Sad black. It's just if you can be sad and play blackjack if you play this game.
Nice.
Awesome. Jim, what are you up to?
I'm on YouTube as well on another channel called WebDM. And we're shaking things up this week. You'll probably see some extra videos, some of them much shorter than usual. And we also have a public podcast now, although it's not up on iTunes yet. But
yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. Or
approval
podcast or something. I don't know. But all the others, I think we're up on. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Technically, we've got content coming out every day of the week, which is why I just do the creative stuff and let someone else deal with all of that. But most of that is through the heroic efforts of my spouse and our CEO, Emma. So yes, she deserves all the real credit there.
Yeah, Emma's amazing.
But yeah, come and check us out. We got new stuff going on all the time.
Hell yeah. Good stuff. And then, there's me. I'm just running Pendragon, Sunfall Cycle on Wednesdays, and Oath of Endosteel on Sundays. Which, if you guys want more Pendragon, it's Mech Warrior Pendragon. So it's the BattleTech universe where we play knights, and it's very good. It's very, very good. I am not the GM for it. I'm a player, and I play the idealistic knight. Everyone else is playing like one of them's playing like a jaded intelligence officer. Another one's playing like a former gladiator. Like Johnny Cage celebrity, and I'm just playing this guy who's like overrun with grief about his family and trying to inheriting his primary beer, meta wheat that he brews. And we do a lot of stuff with random ads in the game. It's funny as hell, like in fiction ads, because BattleTech is just utterly ridiculous. Like the lore of it, it's like Game of Thrones, but more kind of like more zany because more 80s.
Cool.
Yeah, so we lean into it, so it's some good stuff, and it gets real sometimes, and it gets funny sometimes, just like this game, right? So if you like the ups and downs dynasty game, but you also like mechs, then check that out. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna head out for a little bit. I'm gonna get some food, but then I'm gonna be playing Mech Warrior Online. So you see me a little bit later tonight, okay? But I desperately need food. All right, Thank you all, and we'll see you all later.
Catch you guys later.